old was Grandpa Ponticiello when he came to America?
He was 17. But, yeah.
And tell us about that story.
Oh, well, there were 8, of course, in the family.
He was a twin?
Yeah.
Did his twin come, or what? You tell us.
No, he was the only one that came.
Okay, well, tell us about that night.
He never came home for supper. And his mother said, "Where's Valentino?" And his dad said, "Well, he's on his way to America." She just about freaked out. Yeah. And he lived with a family, because we were all close together. I didn't quite get all that story back then, called the Fimianos. And they were real good friends. And Joey, when Dad and I got married, he had a band, and he played for our wedding. Yeah, there was one of his sisters and my 9th grade teacher at school. They were friends. They met at a dance in Hightstown when Dad and I there. So, yeah, the Fimianos, they ran a grocery store. Yeah, so we always visited them and stuff like that. So that's how he came here. And then he, then he had a friend who was a barber called Tony, and he came over from Italy. And of course, Grandpa gave him a job in the shop, you know, for barber. And then Tony got really married at he was older, quite older when he married Ethel? Well, that was Sergeant John's wife. Well, anyway, Tony got married late in life, you know. He was, you know, and his wife was very nice. And they came over for supper. My grandma would always make spaghetti, and they'd come over. And then John Mooney, who was the police officer, the friend, Sergeant John Mooney, his wife, she raised his 2 daughters because their mom had died, and they worshipped her from head to toe. She was, even though, you know, they weren't of the same religion, I didn't know that either until they had a death, and she was Jewish and he was Irish Catholic, you know, and well, they were great. Yeah, every time, well, Grandpa would close the shop, come over, and then they'd come over, and we used to walk down the steps and say hi to them, then went back upstairs, go back to bed. Yeah, that was the good old days. And Sergeant John, that's all he wanted to be. He could have been high up, and what he was good, they don't make him today. He was, how do I want to put it, a children's cop. He got him on the right track. He didn't say, well, now you've had it, you're going to go to pokey. He didn't do that. He took him under his wings, you know, and shaped him up, and many of them come back later. Sergeant John, good for you. And Grandpa did that. We had a family called the Clues, and they only had one girl. Their father across the street where the bank was, and Grandpa had the barber shop on this side. The bank, Trenton Trust, was on that side. Their dad ran a paper stand, you know. They didn't have a lot, you know, and the boys used to always get into trouble. And then one of them, he got disgusted. He was good. Was it Parky? It was Parky, Frank, and somebody else. And one of the older ones got himself in a lot of problems. Well, don't want to go into that. That's not a very good story with his daughter and his wife. Turned him in, and he went to the pokey. You know what I'm getting at. Let's see.
Grandma. Oh.
Then one of the younger ones went to Dad, or Grandpa, and said, you know, I got to get away. He said, no, best thing for you, join the service. Oh, he did. he came back with his uniform. He said, you know, that's the best thing I ever did. Yeah, the poor mother, she was really nice. But the boys, two of the boys were just unruly. And she only had one girl.
And about Grandma Ponticiello when she came?
Huh?
How old was Grandma Ponticiello when she came?
She was 7.
What part of Italy was she from again?
Carlton is that.
Oh yeah, Calton.
Yeah, she's way down the tip in Sicily.
And Grandpa was
From Naples and Andamo.
Sant'Antimo.
Yeah, she was right down in the pit.
In Sicily. So, yeah.
And then Joe. Albert Joe.
So how old did you say she was? 5? Oh, 7.
I think she was 7.
Okay. She had to go to orphanage because her mom died, or what happened? Did her
Yeah,
mom
the
die
mother
in
died.
America or in Italy?
That I think it was here, I guess, or something. Then she had a stepmother, oh Lord of mercy. And then she was semi-close to her stepbrother, you know, when her dad remarried. Oh, she was terrible. We went to a wedding when his daughter got married, and she was there, and they said, there she is, because her dad had died. So, yeah, she, I guess, you know, so yeah, she was something else, I guess. And Uncle Albert waited till Grandma got married before he married Cecilia.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He wanted to see his sister married, you know, because, you know, they lived in the family house.
Okay.
Yeah, when she got married, and, you know, he was there, and that's where, you know, they lived on Miller Street. So kind of, that's what did that. Yeah. It's always something. Yeah, she, you know, she did pretty good. Went up to school till she was in 6th grade or something. She knew how to read and write.
Yeah.
You know? And she wrote to some of her relatives in Italy, in Italian, which, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, but, and then Grandpa, you know, he sent for his brother, and that was a big fiasco.
They all went back, or what?
No, Gaetano stayed here.
Okay.
And Tony,
What was his twin brother's name?
it was sister.
Oh, it was a female. Oh, okay, so I
It
didn't
was
even
a
know
sister.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
What was her name?
And his one brother, Mary.
Okay. How many brothers and sisters?
There were 8 of them.
Okay. But how many were boys and how many were girls?
There was Joe. Oh boy. I don't remember offhand. But the one was in this, Mario. And Mario came when the ship was docked in New York. And he came to the house. Yeah. And stuff. And there was Mario, Joe, yeah, Catherine. Catherine was his twin.
Oh, okay.
Catherine.
I got that on video.
Yeah, Catherine was his twin. Mary, Catherine, Valentino, Joseph. Was he the one that? The one was in the service. Mario was too. But it wasn't him that went down with the ship. Might have been Joseph. The rest I don't know too much about. And then he wanted to send for them. They didn't want to come. Then all of a sudden they all wanted to come. And he sent for Gaetano. Then he had his boys. And they thought, oh, America was paved with gold on the sidewalk. They were something else, those 2 boys. We had it was kind of, they eventually, after a while, they went back to Italy.
Because there's no gold streets?
Well, they went back, they got married, and see, when Emily was there.
Oh, really?
Who'd she talk to? Judita. She was named after her mother. Yeah, Tony and
What was Grandpa Ponticiello's mom's name and his dad's name?
Maria, Louise and Maria.
Oh, okay.
Maria Louise, yeah.
Wait, which one? Maria Louise or Louise?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah.
Okay, so you were named after her. What about your grandpa? His name.
What do you mean? That's his picture up
Grandpa
on the wall.
Ponticiello's dad's name. Grandpa?
I never. That's that picture that's on
Yeah.
the wall.
And when I ask the kids at school what their mom's name is, they say mommy.
Mommy.
So maybe your grandpa's name was just Grandpa.
Yeah.
Dang it. Oh,
Let's see
it's
what
bed
else.
sore, by the way, people.
We used to send packages over. Back then, you know, we sent clothes, you know, and food. Food, you had to be careful. They got to the you know, they drove through them.
Oh.
And you know darn well they didn't throw it out. They kept
they
the
ate
border,
it.
you
Yeah.
know, when they go
Yeah.
through the product.
Mhm.
So we didn't, Grandpa didn't. He says, that's none of that crap anymore.
Yeah.
But we sent him clothes and stuff. Let's see, Gaetano had, he had quite a few kids. And you know, and which is the one that was by Uncle Randy, he discovered that they didn't live too far from each other.
Who, his own cousin?
Yeah. And so they were, and then his kid was getting ready for college, you know, and which is the one that was, what is it? Well, anyway, it's irrelevant. And so Uncle Randy had, you know, papers he had, but Dad didn't know too much, you know,
Yeah.
too much about it. Let's see, how many kids did he have? But anyway, yeah, all of a sudden, I don't know how he found that out. Was he walking or something? I don't know what the deal was. they said, oh my goodness, they couldn't believe it. They weren't too far from each other in where they lived. Yeah. I think Aunt Mary had a friend. She was a war bride too. She they ran a bakery and stuff. What was her name? I can't remember what their name was. It was a long time ago.